Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. May divine peace, mercy, and blessings of Almighty be on all of you. We
Thank
have
you.
with us Miss Ruby Wadhwa, who's a storyteller, the owner of Storysmith by Ruby Wadhwa. She is a passion of telling. She has a passion of storytelling, and she has tried to change so many situations of her, maybe her kids, her family members, through stories. She's tried to put on so much of values in their lives, and the transformation was magical. So that's what she herself says most of the time, that I have been trying to change people only through stories. So that's something amazing. And I am really thankful to have Miss Ruby Wadhwa with us today in a Positive Parenting series. So I welcome all the audience as well as Miss Ruby Wadhwa,
Thank you.
especially for being a part of this program today. Thank you. I
Thank you
welcome
so
you, ma'am.
much, Kanis. Thank you so
I
much.
welcome you. So, based on the Constitution or the Republic Day preamble, I would like to just know about. I mean, I would like to just give you an insight about the democracy, or what exactly Republic Day means. The preamble usually of Indian Constitution declares about the sovereign, socialist, democratic republic, and it has the intention, or it has the objective of secure um liberty, equality, and freedom, fraternity to the people around us, isn't it? So that's what we all believe, and we are so grateful that Dr. B.R. Ambedkar has took the initiative, and he has blessed us. We are blessed with such a good constitution, the greatest democracy in the world. And we being honored with this particular democracy of India, we I'm so sorry. Okay, being in this democratic world, I mean, in the democracy of India, we are said to be the prime factor. I mean, we being witnessing this particular democracy, it's our it's our honor and our privilege that being an Indian, we should be more proud of. So, what have you got to say about the present scenario, about our constitution, Ruby ji? I'd like to ask you, being an Indian,
Well,
what exactly is
yeah,
your point of view regarding the present scenario?
I'm glad to share with you today that my father was the first generation who had experienced partition. They
Oh,
came down from Pakistan, and they left their Haveli. That's what he used to tell us. So he left his Haveli when he came here, and he came as a refugee because he belonged to Pakistan.
oh,
And for him it was like 26th January, the Republic. That was when the constitution was there in place. When Indians decide that this is going to be followed, and yes, yeah, this is what we are going to do,
oh,
to have a great nation, huh? And that's what they were waiting for. I mean, it was a proud moment for them. We will run our country, we will create a beautiful country. I mean, after about 300 years of British rule, they were free, they were breathing in a free air. So my father was very emotional about this particular uh, Republic Day. So it used to be, I remember as a child, he used to take us to India Gate, and we were no VIPs, and he used to make me sit on his shoulders, and we used to have a glimpse of, nothing used to be visible, I remember. And I was not so excited. My father used to be so excited about it, as if
wow.
he wanted to be a part of it, that Republic Day parade. I used to be standing at the back and, struggling to see what's happening. And yes, it used to be a proud moment for him. He used to enjoy. And then, that TV thing came up, and, he used to make us sit through it. Pura dekho, kitna maza aa raha hai, dekho kya kya ho raha hai, That's what I remember. And yes, I could feel, how important it was. Independence was so important for us. And that to this is to glorify what all development had happened, what all we have in the army, and the states, and the gallery awards. And then children, I used to be excited about the children's bravery awards, and my father used to tell me, even you can do something about it, even you can go and get an
Yeah.
award if you are going to be brave,
Exactly.
you should not be scared. So he used to we had a feel of that independent this Republic Day, the parade, and all the events that used to happen a day before. We used to sit down and see which child got which award. I was only excited about that. The gallantry awards never made any sense to me. So I couldn't comprehend Paramveer Chakra, all of that. I couldn't comprehend. Only thing I was excited was the gallantry award that children were getting, the bravery
Mm.
awards. And I wanted to know the stories about them. क्या किया था इस बच्चे ने ऐसा क्या किया था जिसका अवार्ड मिल रहा है. And my father used to bring up all the stories, newspapers, and all that. That's what I remember. So over a period of time, like my children also grew up, and probably I never passed out that excitement to my
Yeah,
children, I should
exactly.
say. I mean, watching on the TV or actually going down, I I should blame myself. I haven't passed on that excitement to my children. So for them,
Mm.
it's a day of honor, but yes, nothing more, because they cannot comprehend the pain that India had been through of slavery, of
Mm.
being under the British rule. So we were the second generation, and our children are the third generation. So they can't even comprehend. It's beyond their imagination. They can't imagine also what all it was. So
Exactly.
we have forgotten, the privilege of being independent. In a way, it's
Exactly.
fading out. So
That's
it's just a day to be celebrated for them, for our children, if I talk about. And yes, the values and the kind of emotions that our ancestors had, even that is dying out. I mean, because they had been through that pain, they could never do it to anybody else. They could never
hmm.
give that kind of pain to anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Anna?
So
So that
we
is,
can relate it to ourselves, but we are not able to pass it on to our next generation.
yeah.
How can we do it, like for the present generation, so that they experience the same thing as the people right now. The generation is not able to get that excitement. So how, as parents, can we relate this particular incident so that they get awareness?
See, by narrating stories again,
Hmm.
small stories about independence only. That's why I am a storyteller. I'm excited about stories. As a child, if you see the movies of Bhagat Singh and all, as a child, it was a dream for him, to breathe and free India. As a small child, he was just going with his father. If you know that, he was going with his father when
Yeah.
somebody was being thrashed, and he said, "I will make India free." So as a teenager, he was working towards it. I mean, nowadays, what are teenagers doing? And what used to be a dream for a teenager at that time, they wanted, it was a dream. They wanted India to be free. And through stories, at least we can talk about the pain, the sacrifices that we went through to achieve this freedom, so that they can comprehend on Republic Days. If you ask a child nowadays, I don't think they understand also.
Yeah, exactly.
Even parades are not allowed. Only बंद होता है, you can't go out, shopping नहीं होती, छुट्टी होती है. But so Indians tend to go out somewhere, enjoyment, another event to go out and enjoy. So many holidays
Yeah.
coming together. I think that's the only thing that children understand nowadays. But
Yes.
yes, it is our responsibility to pass it on to our children. We need to preserve it. We need to honor it. We need to be proud about it, and we need to do something about
Exactly.
it. We need to give back something to the country. Some emotion like that.
Yes.
At least we should be having respect for all our ancestors, like how emotionally, uh, how they got into this they brought us into this era of freedom.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's what, like,
So I think stories will play a very vital role.
yes, something that is they get associated with and they are interested in, because
Yes.
history as a part of studies, they are not going to get any interest, and they'll hardly remember everything. So when we
Yes.
associate it through stories, something in their life, we associate these in their life, then they get that realistic feeling, and
Yeah.
they'll remember, and they'll try to cherish that. And they
Yes.
will be I feel that every child will be very proud. He also may be feeling the same as our ancestors used to feel, if we
Yeah.
related to them
Yeah.
in
It's
such a way.
our, what we communicate is going to be
Yeah, that's
passed
what.
on, huh? Whatever we say.
So right now, I find that children are not much associated. Even during if we talk about the significance of our national emblem and national symbols, even these they are not much trying to pay the same tribute and respect as we do and as our ancestors used to. But how do we relate these things again? How can we bring out that sense of honor and respect?
Again, what you talk with them, like a very small thing. Lotus is a national flower.
Hmm.
So we don't get to see lotus flowers nowadays. Do we see
Yeah.
them? So actually, you can actually talk about it. If see, when you narrate a story, you are talking about something which exists. So we always grow from something known to unknown.
Hmm.
So if you have talked about it, if by chance they come across that thing, they'll be excited to talk about it, or they will relate with it. A very small
Exactly.
thing, like you talk about the lotus, it grows in a muddy swamp,
Yeah.
in dirty waters, but it is so beautiful.
Yes. It emerges out to be something beautiful, even if it is,
Yeah.
even if the root or the base is not very tidy.
Yeah. So if you talk about what is the lesson to be learned out of it, so come what may the situation is, you can
Outcome,
still emerge beautifully out of it.
yes, outcome maybe, yeah, we will be getting amazing outcomes, even if the maybe some even the base also may not be,
Even the
you
situations,
know,
if situations are not even conducive to it, still you
yes,
can emerge
conducive,
beautifully
yes,
out of it.
exactly.
So anything, if we talk about it, they'll be able to relate with that. They're not so excited the the emblem is there on a currency and all. How did that come in place? It started from that Ashoka Chakra. Maybe you can take them to that place and show them that stupa, and you can talk about it. Why so many spikes on that wheel? So whatever you talk, they're going to relate with it. Probably, parents are not all that aware.
Yes,
Yeah, peacock and all, so many things. National bird, national
yeah,
flower,
exactly.
national animal. There are so many things to be, talked about a day.
Yes. Yeah. Now, Ruby, what as you said, we need to relate everything through stories. There are so many things that we can change in their minds, and little minds can improve, and they get related to our patriotism. I mean, they become more patriotic when we relate our these values about our democracy, about our constitution. But do you think, as parents, we ourselves don't know, we have no idea about our own constitution? Do you think we are able to get that particular idea and try to give it to, I mean, hand it over to our children, so that they know the constitution better, and how can they have that sense of liberty and freedom they should be aware of? How can we relate that?
Yes, if you listen to the patriotic songs or so many things, if you just listen to that, there's one song, कर चले कर चले अब फिदा जानो तन साथियों, अब
साथियों,
तुम्हारे हवाले ये वतन
वतन
साथियों,
साथियों.
है ना? So it's like, you're handing over a responsibility to your children, and yes, now they have to shoulder it. So now what is that responsibility? See, freedom was one emotion that they were able to relate with, है ना? खुली हवा
Exactly.
में सांस लेंगे, कोई हमें तंग नहीं करेगा. whatever. So that was one emotion that they were working towards, and yes, they achieved it. The
Hmm.
ones who achieved, they were not even there to cherish it,
Yes.
that comprehend, they were not even bothered. And when you listen to the stories about all these sacrifices, they were very young children. And young children, they were not even attracted to young girls, they didn't even want to get married and don't even talk about their children. But they were doing it for somebody whom they never knew. For me, probably they never knew me.
Yes.
They did it all for me, without expecting anything back in return.
Yes.
So
It
now,
was a selfless service that they did,
selfless
of
service,
course.
without expecting anything in
Expecting anything,
return.
of course.
And it was a small contribution that they wanted to make to the nation, so that we haven't cherished it, let the others have it, you know and they work towards it without
Yes.
even thinking about that we'll die, or so we will not be there to cherish it also.
Yes.
Had
Exactly.
this been their emotion, do you think we would have got freedom?
That's true.
Now the question is to maintain that beautiful thought, I mean, that
Hmm.
selfless thing is somehow going away. We are becoming selfish. What is
Yes.
mine? Where is mine? So that emotion of giving back. So now, we tell our children, आप selfish हो, आप ऐसे हो, don't do that, don't do this, ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए. But starting from the basics, we tell them
Yes.
no. We tell them ऐसे मत करो, don't do this. आपको ऐसे करना चाहिए, आप ऐसे क्या कर रहे हो? But have we told them करना क्या है भाई? What do they need to do?
Yes.
So it can start with a few things, very small things, like nowadays the kind of, we need freedom for what now?
Hmm.
Freedom from hatred,
Exactly.
freedom from pollution. I mean,
Yeah.
the eras are changing, but yes, we need freedom from so many things. Our
Yes.
negative thought process.
Thoughts.
Did we have depression patients in those eras? No. If
Exactly.
one person is self working selflessly, he'll never go into depression. He's working for somebody else. So what
Exactly.
you give, what goes around comes around.
Comes
So
around. Exactly.
if you're giving away love, it's going to come back to you. If you're giving away hatred, it's going to come back to you. If you're
Exactly.
working selflessly, somebody will come and work to selflessly for you. You know, you don't even know him. Who will
Exactly.
come and how he'll help you out? These are the lessons we need to give to our children. So very small things can start. Now we need to be. I mean, we are uh, at the edge of, if we don't work towards the nature, we don't give back to the nature, we think we are controlling nature, we plant trees and we maintain them. That's not the thing. Nature, 40,000 years ago, trees were there, so they cooled
Yes.
down the earth. Then we came by. So we
They
came
nurtured
by.
us.
They nurtured us, not we.
Exactly.
So, let's do something for the nature, and let's free our earth, planet earth. I'm talking about the whole earth, not just India. Let's give back something to the earth. Let's not cut down trees.
Exactly. It's what even I
Let's,
have been telling my kids also. We cannot do anything all alone by ourselves, but collectively we are able to do something and serve. So
yes,
nature has to be in one way or the other, be nurtured so that
yes,
it will nurture the future
us,
generation.
yes,
So we need to protect these things, and these values and ethics are to be taught.
yeah,
Especially our parents also are not aware of, and moreover, even if they are aware of, they don't feel that necessity to pass on this education or this particular thing to this thought to the next generation.
yeah,
And how can that be done? They don't want to, or maybe they are not having much time to
yeah,
spend all this, to tell all these things, express these things. No, they have no time.
yeah. So earlier they did not.
So the message is what parents had to give towards their children. These things are more valuable, and we need to focus on all these things in order to adhere to our in constitution or our the norms of the society. We need to we need to abide by these things as well. It's a great
Yes,
thought what you have said.
yeah. See, we are living in a world of abundance, you know. One day comes, today is your birthday, tomorrow is your tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow, if you get good marks, I'll give you a gift. If you do this, I'll give you a gift. So many
Hmm.
gifts, you know, they just come by, and they don't even need. But yes, we are pouring out our love through gifts.
Hmm.
Isn't it true? I mean, our
Yeah.
children are growing up in abundance.
Yes.
So the value, I think, earlier trees used to be around. Now we are clearing out the trees to create homes for ourselves.
Exactly.
And a small construction happens, so much destruction happens in the nature. And Corona is the result of that.
Yeah. So
If we had
how
good
can
luck,
we as parents try to create love and empathy towards nature, towards people around us? How do you think children can get that particular benefit? I mean, through what ways?
again, doing small activities like a tree, if we consider like what is happening around us, a tree, if it is there outside a restaurant, you know, they'll cover it with lights.
Hmm.
It's not a non-living thing. It's a living thing. Should we do that?
Exactly.
I mean, treat it as a living thing, na?
Yeah.
So let's not ill-treat nature. Small thing. If
Hmm.
a tree is there, you should not be, covering it with lights, electricity. It has an impact. It pains, you know. And the
Yes.
tree cannot say. It's only
Exactly.
the thing that it cannot express itself. But then we need to be careful about it. We should take care. Little things. Then if we have places around, you know, planting trees, then get down to the reasons of why planting trees, you know.
Hmm.
Our lung capacities have gone down. Why? Because we don't have enough oxygen. Air quality is bad. A lot of pollution is there around. So how can we clear the air around us? By
Yeah.
planting more trees.
Yes.
Then waste management, you know, you are going out in a car, you have a sip of coke, you finish that glass and you throw it out, pop goes the cup out of your car. Take them for waste collection drives. They'll
Hmm.
never throw it.
Yes.
Somebody has thrown that waste and now you collect it.
Yeah.
So they'll
Exactly.
never ever do that. Small things, you know, they make a big difference. And if we think that, what if only my children are doing it, bit by bit and drop by drop, you can make a lot of
Yeah.
difference.
Yes.
So,
Little
we
drops of
are
water
going to, yeah.
make the mighty
So,
ocean.
yes, that makes the mighty ocean. Yes. So, you know, if not by the community, I should say that yes, with let's start with our children. And this is also like infection, other people will follow. Now, the
Exactly.
point here is you start taking care of the environment only. So, it's not in the interest of the environment, it's for ourselves only.
Yes. It's
Again, we
for
have a
our next
selfish motive
generation.
behind, yes.
Exactly.
But if they are going to be sensitive towards the trees, if we have a lot of trees, they'll be seeing a lot of birds around. So then, do you think they'll be able to hurt somebody or hit somebody if they are
Yes.
going to be sensitive towards nature only? So,
Automatically,
destruction,
that sensitive feeling, that feeling of
yes,
love and affection and empathy just drops in. That's
yes,
what you mean to say. Yes, exactly.
yes. And there are so many other
Not
things that
towards
come.
nature.
Yeah. So, you know, that loving children, the caring children that we expect India to be having, that's our responsibility to create. Let's
Yes,
do it with our children.
exactly. Wow, wonderful thought. I like that.
Yeah.
It's so simple. I mean, the way you expressed the just by loving nature, there's so much of impact we can build in our children just by loving nature, trying to bring out such great values and insights.
Yeah.
It's not just to love nature, but also the co-passengers of in the journey to just move ahead. That's really
Yes.
amazing. I like that particular concept what you shared just now. So it's really amazing thoughts what you have. One last message what you want to give it to the audience right now, Ruby? Because one thing that what exactly what is the last message that you would like to? present.
वेल कर चले हम फिदा जानो तन साथियों, अब तुम्हारे हवाले ये वतन साथियों। तो ये वतन ब्यूटीफुल रहेगा। India
Wow,
is known for its beauty. It's known for its culture,
culture and
which
heritage.
never exists around the world. So we are the ones who are going to maintain that culture of love and affection and care and share and all of that.
Wow,
So we are going to give all of that to our children so that wherever they go, they spread beauty around. They spread the fragrance of a country around.
that's nice. That's nice. So grateful to have you, Grobiji. Thanks a lot for sharing these many values. I like that concept. So whatever you shared about the democratic, how to pass it on to the next generation through, I mean, very easy way. It's not through studies and history and again the chronology of all the dates.
Nothing
Nothing of
heavy.
it, nothing, and that too
Yeah.
those are not going to remain in their minds as well. So little minds will only get impact only through the values that we teach them practically.
What we
What we do,
do. What we
yes,
do.
what we do.
Yes. So
So
automatically it's going to be passed on.
that's really nice what you have shared. I really liked all that what you said. Thank you for joining the session today. I'm
Thank you so
really
much.
grateful to you, Rubiji, and thank you all the viewers also for joining the session today.
Thank you so much.
Jazakallahu khair. May Almighty reward you for all that what you've been doing, and may the message spread to all the parents out there also to bring out some changes, some transformation within us so that we can have a better future, inshallah. Okay,
True.
so we'll be winding up the session for now. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.